In today's video, we have some very unfortunate news as a PlayStation 4 exclusive JRPG has been officially cancelled. This was a new IP coming from Square Enix, and not only has the game been cancelled, but also the new studio that was formed, Studio Istolia, has been closed down. A lot to digest with this one. Square Enix has been very hit or miss recently, and this is just another one of their misses. Hopefully they can get back on track coming off of this unfortunate news, but I want to give my 2 cents on that. Also, outside of that, we've gotten a lot of details on the next Oddworld title and Oddworld Soulstorm. A lot of previews for that game have been posted. Screenshots are up right now, and there are a lot of details that I do want to take a look at Oddworld Soulstorm, as this won't be a game that will be released this year, but as far as 2020 releases go, this is one to definitely keep your eyes on. And lastly, Caravan Stories is another free-to-play title that's coming to the PlayStation 4, and an open beta will be happening in July, and the full launch will be happening just a week after the open beta launches. So as far as the definition of a beta, in this case, more of an open demo, but nonetheless, we'll talk that at the end of this video. First up, let's get the unfortunate news out of the way, and there's a lot to talk about with this. Square Enix's Project Prelude Rune has been officially canceled. Now, this was a game that was going to be done by a new studio that Square Enix created in Studio Istolia. Studio Istolia had a lot of potential because the studio was going to be helmed by Hideo Baba, a former producer for Bandai Namco's Tales of series, and he had a lot of insight on Japanese RPGs. The studio's idea and sought to provide unforgettable stories that will inspire players in their own lives and bring new experiences to everyone around the world. Unfortunately, with Hideo Baba helming the game and the studio obviously hit rough waters when Baba departed to make room for the next generation of talent, and that made us wonder, what is the status of Project Prelude Rune? Considering when we heard about his departure, the game wasn't cancelled, I had imagined that the game was still gonna be in development and the game would come to fruition. And I was very excited for this game, just seeing the visuals and whatnot, and the presentation. I was like, man, this looks like an incredibly compelling JRPG, but now it's been confirmed after the closure of all the social media links to the game. We now know that the game has been cancelled. Square Enix said this to US Gamer. Quote, following evaluation of various aspects of Project Prelude Rune, development of the title has been cancelled. Studio Istolia is no longer in operation, and we have been taking appropriate steps to assign studio staff to other projects within the Square Enix group. So it looks like in the case of the developers and the employees, they are just going to be shifted towards other Square Enix group properties. That's right, I don't want to see a lot of people lose their jobs over this. It'd be best if they could just naturally transition their work onto other projects. Let's hope that's the case and no other major ramifications are made. But this is another instance of something very bad happening with Square Enix. I was very high on Square Enix recently because we got the Final Fantasy VII Remake announcement and re-reveal, and that more information for that game was coming in June, and I was like, man, that's a great way for Square Enix to build up a lot of positive momentum. But now the question remains, what is going on with the rest of Square Enix? Yes, FF7 Remake is gonna be huge, and if they release that as 3 separate games, they're gonna make a boatload of revenue off of it, but that's revenue off of one IP, one property. You've got so many other games and IPs to create. We've seen games like Left Alive, Quiet Man, Just Cause 4, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They just haven't turned out as good as you would have expected. And in this case, to see a game completely go to the wayside, yeah, it is a little bit concerning. Let's hope that they can continue to create some new compelling IPs, because again, we've had a lot of fun. Well, Square Enix just at this point needs to establish some new IPs that they can build off of. We've got Nier, we've got Dragon Quest, we've got Final Fantasy. Let's get some more in the works, and I really thought Project Prelude Rune could have been something to that extent. Unfortunately, it now won't be coming to fruition, but it's not all doom and gloom for Square Enix. So again, they've got the Final Fantasy VII Remake in the works, and that's going to be a gigantic success. As long as that game turns out well, that is a home run waiting to happen. We know that Nier Automata has surpassed 4 million copies sold. Kingdom Hearts 3 is doing very well. Dragon Quest 11 is doing very well. And for the MMO, Final Fantasy 14 is doing very well from a subscription standpoint. So they do have a lot of positive things going for them right now. Let's hope with E3 they can announce some big games. They can show off some great stuff. I know Platinum Games is working alongside Square Enix for a brand new game as well. They have things in the works. And most importantly, let's hope that these games pan out at the quality level that we want, because we don't want another Quiet Man, we don't want another Left Alive. Those games have just been gigantic blunders, but at this point, Project Prelude Rune won't be happening. Let's hope Square Enix can get back on track. Alright, moving on from that, let's talk a little bit about Oddworld Soulstorm, the latest game in the Oddworld franchise, and Oddworld is finally making a comeback in early 2020, and we've got some details thanks to IGN's preview, a lot of details actually. It is a 2.5D action-adventure game that can be approached stealthily or aggressively, so you'll have some options in how you want to play the game. The environment has multiple layers and NPCs going about their routines. Weapons are consumer products redone into firearms. The plot revolves around Soulstorm Brew, an energy drink with an evil purpose that will unfold over the course of the campaign. Ammo can have unique traits. The first playthrough should take about 12 to 15 hours. Completionists who want to replay and collect everything can expect up to 100 hours, according to Oddworld Inhabitants co-founder Lorne Lanning. So 12 to 15 hours for just a natural playthrough. If you actually want to find everything, you're talking about a 100-hour experience. That is quite substantial. And honestly, you don't see a lot of games that a general playthrough is going to take 12 to 15 hours, and then the completionist playthrough will multiply the gameplay experience by 6 or 7. That's a little bit insane, and that is on the higher end, but nonetheless, if you guys just naturally want to play through the game and have fun, you can definitely have that. And you can have a smaller experience. And the game, best of all, isn't aiming for a full $59.99 price point. I think Oddworld would be a little bit of a hard sell at $60, but it is aiming for a $40 price point, which I think is much more palatable. And I think the game will do better with that in mind. The game is scheduled for a release in early 2020. Given that 2020 is still a ways away, I could easily see this being delayed into the summer or the fall. And it is noted that it'll be out on consoles and PC. Any game that's being released in 2020, you have to wonder, is it going to make the transition to a next Xbox and PlayStation 5 title? That question remains to be seen, but usually Oddworld games are ported to just about everything, so I imagine even if it's released from the get-go on PS4 and Xbox One and PC, let's say the next-gen consoles aren't out, I would imagine at some point it would make the transition and be ported to the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox as well. Oddworld is a franchise that I feel like over the years has gotten more and more of a critical acclaim, and more gamers have taken to it as a franchise that they really dig. So to see Oddworld make a comeback in 2020, I think that's going to be pretty exciting at a $40 price point with all the content that they're going to be offering. And given that it is a sizable jump from the Oddworld experiences of the past, I'm excited for Oddworld Soulstorm and hoping for the best when it drops in early 2020. Again, a delay and the game not meeting that window is entirely possible, but let's hope we can check it out early 2020. Alright, lastly, I've been talking a lot about the free-to-play offerings on the PlayStation 4. Recently, we got the confirmation that Dauntless is coming on May 21st, but another game that'll be dropping this summer is Caravan Stories, another free-to-play title that is, and the open beta will be launching on July 16th. Now, this isn't a chance for you to really test anything out and work out the game for the final release, because the full launch will be following a week later on July 23rd, so more so see this as a network server stress test. See it as a chance for you to play the game, and the developers of the game, Aiming, gave it an overview of the game, and here's what they said. Thousands of stories are waiting to be told, a vast world of unbridled beauty and unexpected danger. Players can choose from 4 playable races to start and can unlock an additional race through playing the game. A 6th race will be added soon after launch. See a world filled with mysterious cities, elegant forests, and imposing canyons. Along the way, players will befriend non-player characters, growing their fellowship by recruiting them and taming monsters. From dastardly dungeons to open-world raids, only a party of stalwart companions can overcome the dangers. Up to 6 creatures and allies can band together, each boasting different skills and specialties. An assured victory will require players to balance the strengths and weaknesses of the party in thrilling strategic encounters with monsters and demons. A mysterious gate of darkness known as the Enigma manifests above, flooding the realm with chaos. Soon the once tranquil land will succumb to shadow. The champions must save the world from its grisly fate in stoked packed with emotional strife, memorable characters, and intrigue among the kingdoms. The game touts a stirring orchestral soundtrack and artistic flair, bringing Caravan stories to greater life. Watercolor tones and brushstrokes render the world in a dreamy manner unlike any other world. The unique touch enhances classic RPG systems and engaging social elements to create a world worth exploring. Caravan Stories has a great look to it. It's another free-to-play game on the PlayStation 4, and given that we don't get more of these Japanese-style free-to-play offerings, this is one that I'm excited for, and I do see it having some potential on the PlayStation 4 in catering towards a different audience that a lot of the free-to-play titles don't cater towards right now. Again, the open beta will be dropping on July 16th in North America. The full launch of the game will be happening on July 23rd. Caravan Stories will also be playable at RTX 2019, which runs from July 5th to 7th at the Austin Convention Center, so expect some gameplay to come out of that. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, unfortunate news with Project Prelude Rune being cancelled. That was a PlayStation 4 exclusive that I was really looking forward to. And given initially we thought that Hideo Baba was going to be a part of it, a new studio from Square Enix created to make this game, thought it had a lot of potential. Unfortunately, it won't be happening. Hopefully, everyone that was working on the game can transition into other Square Enix projects. and everything continues to run as normal. Oddworld Soulstorm got a lot of information. It will be coming in early 2020 at a $40 price point, 12 to 15 hour game, but 100 hours for you completionists out there. And Caravan Stories will be dropping on the PlayStation 4 this July 16th for an open beta, and the full launch will be coming July 23rd. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.